Hey guys, this is Vonklous here with another episode of Railroads Online. And right now we're kind of working our way towards the coal mine. But I do want to say that we are going to have to, right here, I was just kind of playing around. We got a hill here, and we need to come up over this hill. And we need to have some kind of, straight incline. But so far, I was just kind of playing around with it, trying to get a general idea of how I wanted to do it. So let's go ahead and delete all of this framework right here. So we basically have this right here. I think what we just need to do is we need to come up or off of this with a gradual incline. That brings this up to that other one across over there. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a gradient. Oops, wrong one. We're going to do a variable stone wall. And we're going to pop it about to right here. That's pretty close. Pretty close to center. I want to see how far I can drag it to give me an idea where I'm going to be sitting once we get over here. So then I want to increase it to where I'm cresting this hill. Alright. So that'll be good. Alright, so we'll leave it at 3%, and we'll start popping it down, and it won't change, so when we crest this hill, we'll actually be pretty good, and then we can drop back down to a negative 3% and then go ahead and just let it come back down on its own. Alright. And then let's drop our gradient back to a 0. So now we should be kind of running along the ground here, even with the ground. We're going to have an increase right here. So we want to come up, back up the 3%. And then let's go back down to 0 for crossing this threshold. And then back down a negative 3 until we hit the bottom again. So all in all, it'll end up looking like this, but at least it'll be a decent incline. It won't be too steep, won't be too harsh on the train, trying to pull a load up through here or down through here, either direction. This is a little bit tight right through here. That may end up being a problem, so we might have to work that out once we get everything set in place and drop the track. We'll see if that's going to be a problem. Once we get actually to the other side, going this way, once we get over to the coal mine, we're literally going to have some fun. Because that is going to be an extremely high climb to get to the actual coal mine. So I think what we're going to end up having to do, we'll have to test that theory once we get over there. But I think what we're going to end up having to do is do a spiral bridge to take out some of that distance. In other words, if we do a serpentine or a spiral bridge lay, we'll be able to increase our grade in a shorter area. I hate having to do it that way, but I think it'll look pretty cool once it's done. Alright, so we're going to go back with the variable grade, simply because, in all honesty, we shouldn't have stone wall right there. And then we want to come across here with a railroad, with a bridge. So we're going to stop there, and then we'll pull a bridge from here right down our center line that we've already marked to right here. Boom. Just like that. Then we can get rid of this ground effect right here. This groundwork. Boom. Now our bridge looks a lot better. But we'll be in line with this track on the opposite side. And we could probably straighten this out a little bit, but to be honest with you guys, I want the trailing of this lake, or this river. I want to run beside it, because I think that'll look pretty cool. So once we get to this side, we will drop our groundwork again. And then we actually need to start decreasing our groundwork. Because we're going to be coming back down to the height that we need. So let's see. We'll do a -2 grade for a short distance. And see how that's going to line up. Oh, okay. Not too bad. So we'll have a 2% grade drop there. And then we need to even it back out Oh, we're actually going to be increasing again. Look at there. But now we can just kind of run with the top of the ground. So right there we're underground. Oops. Alright, that's not bad. And then we're still running alongside our river. We need to get rid of these trees. Right here, here, and here. I think that one's back far enough. These trees need to get gone. I don't like this section right here. If you look at it, it looks kind of wavy. So we go up, down, back down again. And I don't really care for that. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is right here to over there, we need to straighten that out. So let's go with a constant grade, so it'll kind of even out the groundwork, and this will all be the same level till it meets back up on this side. There we go. Alright, so that'll get rid of some of that up and down roller coaster rail. Right here we'll have a small incline, which won't be too bad, so we'll just leave that one. And then we need to get rid of this tree. This tree and this tree, because it's in the groundwork. And I definitely do not want trees right in the groundwork. Alright, so I think we're pretty good through here. So now we just need to finish this off over to our other rail that we have laid. Which actually you guys didn't see that because I kind of laid that section off camera because I wanted to see exactly how it was going to hook up and how I wanted it to hook up. So over here where our track meets up, there's a signal right there that you can see. And this is where our main line starts with everything else. So we've actually already got some track laid. And then basically what'll happen is you can branch off either direction. When you branch off, this side will come around and connect to the side going to the iron mine. So if you follow this rail here, it will actually connect you up right here and take you to the iron mine. If you go down the other side of the loop, it'll connect you up to this side. Excuse me, guys. It'll connect you up to this side, which essentially will take you back over to the smelter. And yes, I did see right here, I have a little bit of a roller coaster, but for some reason, when I laid this switch down, it submerged it partially in the ground. Why it did that, I don't really know. So when I laid this one, it kind of had to do the same thing to meet the track up. So that's why there's a little bit of a decrease right there. But it's not going to hurt anything. So this section here, we can go ahead and grab our rail, connect it, and then what we want to do is basically the same thing that we've been doing. We just want to bring it around, trying to keep it as close to the center as we can, if I can get my fidgeting fingers to stop fidgeting. I did see that tree limb, which means there's a tree there that we need to get rid of. I do not want it to connect to that, because that'll throw it under the ground. So let's let's get rid of that. Come on. Delete. Is there another rail up under there? I'm not sure if there is or not. It looks like there's one buried in the ground right there, so we may have an issue right there when I go to lay this track, because I don't seem to be able to destroy that to demolish whatever that is. But there's two silver things sticking out of the ground right there, which instigates to me that there's a piece of track laying under this ground right here, and I can't seem to get to it. Oh, there we go. I got it then. Alright, so now we can grab our rail, connect it up, and just punch our way back over here to the switch track. And then I want to make sure that when I drop this and connect into my switch, we should have a pretty decent track. There is a little bit of a curve right here, but I don't think it'll pose too much of an issue. And then basically we just need to do the same thing on this side. But I'm going to start on the opposite side, because that's more of a straight line back there. So it's not really going to be in the way. We need to get rid of that tree, and I did say there was a tree over here that was in the way. There it is. Not this one, but we're going to get rid of it anyway. That one's the culprit. And then I think I want to be able to see this switch a little bit better when we're coming up to it, so I can make sure it's not the wrong way. So I want to clear out those few trees there, so by the time I get right here, I can see that switch up there. And I'll know whether that switch is facing to the right or the left. So I would know that I need to hit the brakes and stop before I hit this double rail spot, so that I can swap this switch. Otherwise, it'll cause us to derail. Alright, that being said, I need to check this side. We're still a little close to the track right there. My sinuses are kind of acting up. Sorry about that. You'll be able to see this rail far enough back, so there's no real issue here except just laying the track. Ooh. Not what I wanted to do. Come on. I was a little bit over to the wrong side, so let's go toward the center right there to even us back up. Now if I connect up right there, we're going to have an issue. So I need to delete that rail because that kind of got laid funny. So we want to come back some so we can straighten this out. To give us a better lay down. There we go. So now when those butt up, it'll look a lot better. All right. So that Y section is now complete.
Good use of that pizza box.
Yeah, did you put it back? Okay, because it was blocking the air. Sorry if you guys heard that. That was my son. I have a doggy door in the door, and the the temperature has dropped considerably, and because it has dropped, there's a pretty strong breeze coming through, and it's blowing the flap open on the dog door. So, being that I'm just kind of a weirdo anyway, I used a pizza box to block the airflow so that the wind wouldn't blow the flap in and all that cold air. The dog can move the pizza box, but so when the dog needs to go outside, the dog can move the pizza box with her paw and go outside. But if I put the doggy door on, the secure seal, or whatever you want to call it, the dog wouldn't be able to get out of the doggy door. But the pizza box helps block the air from coming in, and it from blowing the flap into the house where all the cold air keeps my heater running. So, a little bit of strange ingenuity, but it actually works pretty decent. Alright guys, so we actually have our rail part of the way now. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and connect up to here. And we'll continue on with our rail till we get across the bridge. And then I'll lay the rail deck down. Ooh. Alright, where y'all just heard that was a double click back here. So that rail is going to be screwed up. And if I don't delete it, we will have a issue right there. Let's kind of walk back here and look down. Yep, looks pretty straight. So we're looking pretty good. we're fixing to come up to our bridge where it comes across the river. And then we'll be on the other side of the bridge. I keep hitting the left mouse button today. And the left mouse button basically cancels and tries to place a new point. Or I'm sorry, I keep hitting the right mouse button, which, yeah, it ends the whole construction. Alright, so we'll stop right there. And then we need to lay our deck here. Go till it runs out. It should be right about here. Yep. And then pop, pop, pop. 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 And oh, nope, other way. And then pop. Alright. Oops, I really should have gone a little bit further with that one. So let's take that out. And then let's bring this. Oh, nope. Wrong one. We need this one. And then we want to connect up to here. We're going to have just a little bit right there. Alright. So now we have our bridge coming across. Alright. Alright. Now we have this track here. I can't remember exactly how far I went, so we'll go ahead and just go to the end of it, and then we'll start with our laying of foundation again, or groundwork. So we've actually covered a pretty good distance so far, but we still have a long way to go. Alright, so that'll put us to this point. Oh, every time I let go of the and we just want to check, make sure we don't have any real big kinks in the track. So far it looks pretty good. We come up and over this hill. And then back over our bridge. Want to check this section out where we connected right back here. Where we come off of this bridge to make sure it's not a real... Yeah, it looks good. Alright. So that's basically it right there. I need to get rid of this tree. I don't like that one. I don't like this one either. Nah, that one's kind of close. The rest of those aren't too bad until we get to here. And we have a couple of close ones here and here. And one on this side. This one's kind of close too, but get rid of that one. That one. And I think that's pretty much it through here. And once we come up this hill, once we come up that hill, looks like we start a downward trek for a little bit. Sorry guys, I don't mean to keep hacking. My sinuses are playing stupid because it changed. The weather changed. And now my sinuses want to act goofy. Alright, so let's continue our route. If we run across any real big areas, like one of the reasons that I came to this side of the river is because that hill is real uneven on that side. And then right here you have a big hill that comes down. Real sharp angle. And trying to get up over and around that would have been a pain in the butt. Right there. So rather than dealing with that, we'll just go across the river to this side and go down this side of the river for a little ways until we come up to a pain in the butt side on this side. And once we do, then we'll ford back across the river to the other side. If it's better terrain on that side. If we come up against an area that's not any better on either side of the river, then we'll deal that one with that once we get to it. But for the most part, I think we can snake from one side to the other, and we'll be pretty good. We should be somewhere along the halfway mark right about now. So again, this is going to kind of be a video similar to the laying the iron mine. Come around. we could just shoot straight across, I think. If we shot straight across, yeah, right here we're about halfway. So let's take a look at that real quick. So if we made a straight track through here, then we would come up to this point right about here. This would be, I guess, actually about right here. So we would actually go right across, right here, and then through the woods to Grandma's house. But if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, unless we turn, we're gonna hit a hill. So we would have to turn and come around anyway. And then we have a big sloped area along with a hill here. So there's no point in even coming across to this side. We need to just stay on the side we're on. Otherwise, we're going to hit all of this. And this is going to be hard terrain to traverse without building a bridge across it. So rather than do that, we'll just keep going the way we're going. Oop. I see you, but I'm not sure if I can click on you. There we go. Start getting some of these trees out of the way. The physics engine seems to only like to deal with so many things happening at once. And once you get to a certain spot, it seems like it doesn't want to cut a tree because there's too much interaction going on with the physics engine. It doesn't take long, but if you get too fast, it won't let you do it. That'll bring us just right along this river. We'll actually have to get rid of that tree, but we'll deal with it once we get back over there. We'll have to get rid of that one too. I'm just doing generally about a 7-foot radius around me, basically. At the moment, there we go. Alright, so that'll put us back in line here, and then we'll just keep coming around. This is going to be very interesting, guys, just so you know. Once we get to... I've been filming about 45 minutes now, and we're only at the halfway mark. Which means that probably the last section, when we actually get to the foot, of the iron mine, I mean the coal mine, up and around that area, we're literally gonna probably take 2 videos just to try to figure out how we're gonna get this track up I would say it's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of a 15% grade. Without it being 15%. Which is going to be kind of interesting. Looks like we got a pretty good hill going on right there. Let's see what we got right here. We still have plenty of room here. So yeah, we can just keep going right along this side. Like I said, sometimes the physics engine does not like to calculate too many objects at once. Alright, guys. So it looks like we're going to just keep continuing on like we're going. You know, I noticed that there seems to be a ledge up there. I may be crazy, but I think there's actually a path up this hill. And I'm wondering if we might be able to utilize that somehow or another in order to go across to the iron mine. But either way it goes, we're still going to have to climb this hill to get to this ledge. And then once we get... Let's see where we're at. Yeah, see, the issue that I'm looking at is once you get to a certain spot, either you're going to have to climb higher or you're going to have to keep going. But if you keep going, eventually you're going to run into this other hill over here. And this other hill is not going to let you, from what I'm looking at, you're going to have a steep turn to get around this hill. Because this hill goes in right here, pretty far in, and then you're going to have to come back out because you're actually going that way. And see, this stops right here. Now there's an area up here as well. But either way it goes, it's not going to be a good direction, I don't think. Now from here, are we even to that point yet? No, we're just now coming up to where, yeah, so that spot here on this ledge stops, and then it goes back downhill, looks like. So you would actually have to come across that ledge to this ledge, and then you're going to drop back down the hill anyway. And you're pretty much going to be right along where we're at now. So, in my opinion, there's no point in even doing that. We'll just stay right along with what we're doing. But I think at some point, we are going to have to cross back over the river again, because I think we're going to come into a section where we're going to have problems dealing with that mountain there. I may be wrong. We're going to survey this out real quick and take a look at it. But see, like right there, we can't traverse that. Not with a railroad track. We're going to end up having to come back over to this side anyway. So there's no point in even worrying about coming across the river. We'll just stay on this one side. This side seems to be the better side. At least for the majority of the trip around. Now, of course, once we get here, we'll come through a little bit further back, away from the river. And then once we get here, I think it's straight across and straight up at the same time to get to the there it is right there. So the question is, since this is so far away, how far would I need to bring a bridge in order to have a 2% grade all the way? So if I do a variable grade right here, and then I come up as steep as I can, alright, our grade is starting to run out of ground. Alright, so right here, we need to come across with a constant grade about halfway. Otherwise, we're not going to have anything for the ground to attach to. And I know this looks weird, guys, but I'm just trying to figure out what direction I need to go in order to attach this to a point where it will be functional and allow me to build a bridge all the way across and down at the same time. But a 2% grade is not going to be very much of a grade. So you're really going to be kind of... Yeah, I think actually I can do it from right here. So I'm going to have to curve the track. I don't know. That's going to be weird. 2% is still not a lot of grade. This was a 6% grade right here, I believe. Or maybe even more. I don't remember what I had done. That's 10%. Oh, am I off the ground already? Again? So at 10%, I lose the ground right there. So I'm going to have to come back over with groundwork again. A constant grade from here over. Unfortunately, this is the only way you can do it, guys. You just kind of have to stack grades on top of each other. In order to have something to lay the foundation on. And then you just kind of have to work with it as you go. Alright. Now, that being said, I need to do a variable grade from here and drop it down so I have something to stand on. Alright, that way I can walk up this to get to this one to go back again. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, so really doesn't matter. I think we can just do a constant grade. Either way it goes, it's going to come out the same. So we're going to run out of ground at some point. Alright. Now we're just kind of even right here. So now we want to increase this up. And then we'll want to come over here because we can walk up right there. And then we're going to have to do it again from there to there. Yeah, it's an interesting concept to do this, but it does work. It's just a pain in the butt. And I'll have to stack bridges on top of bridges in order to actually make this work. Otherwise it's going to look stupid. Because the bridge pieces don't go on for an infinite amount of time. So they eventually stop. So well, looks like about there's as good as I'm going to be able to do it. And then I think I can walk up, maybe. Nope, doesn't look like it. So I'm still gonna have to do a grade from about here down. Jeez, that's still high. Gosh, bless. Well, let's go down. That's as far as we can go down. Hopefully we can see the gradient at some point. Alright. Oops. Why are we still so high up? That is so goofy. I can't even tell if that's coming down or not. Looks like it is, but now I'm trying to do that as a 6% grade so that when I do the bridge, it actually will not interfere with it, hopefully, at all. But that being said, we don't know. So we're going to come up here the long way around. Come on, there's got to be a spot that I can climb. Thank you. We may actually have to go across. As bad as I hate to say it, because that's a 6% grade, and we're still a ways away. Or I'm sorry, not even a 6, that's a 10% grade. So you're talking about 10, 20, 30 degrees or better. So if we take a bridge and run the railroad trestle from here and actually start it on flat ground, and we go down 2%, or let's even say 3%. on, baby. Let me pop it. I think the only way that I'm going to be able to do this going this way is going to be next to impossible without using some sort of serpentine method to get these degrees off of here. Because this is not... Oops. If I can't hit the thing. Because this is not much of a decrease at 3%. Guys, I'm going to have to take a look at this a little bit and see what I can possibly come up with. I might be able to do a series of bridges that might be more effective rather than going straight across. I think what I might be able to do is look at maybe coming off from this far side over here like basically coming down this ramp here, which will actually put me on a lower plane anyway. And let's see where this comes out. And then I may have to go from that point with a bridge. Alright. So we're right here. And it looks like it goes straight across. Which it does. So I can come this way. Oh yeah. See, that decreases in size because it comes around and looks like it goes around that way. Okay. Okay. This is looking promising. This is looking very promising. So we would have to come around this way. And then looks like we'll have a decrease again. It comes around. and down this hill. Let's see. Looks like it keeps going this way. But we could actually bridge right straight off of here. And possibly cut some of this out by going straight across. To right here from over there. And then does this go down or this section? What does it do? What does it do? Nothing over there. Aha. Alright, so this just keeps going this way and then back down, looks like. Guys, I think this is doable. I think this is doable. Because we're almost back to ground level right here. So I think we have a route now. We can come this way through here, and at some point it's either going to go back up or it's going to make a turn, which it looks like it's going to make a turn and go on to flat ground. Absolutely onto flat ground. Alright, so this is perfect. I know this is a weird way of getting here, but alright, so we're going to essentially go this way, and then we are going to go this way, and we are going to cut some trees here. Alright, so we need to drop another rail here, just so we kind of keep our general idea of where we're headed. Then we're going to go here, around this way, straight up here. Let me drop a track right here so I know. And then we'll drop one right here. So then we're basically just going to kind of run right up this hill. So guys, if you're curious, this is how I survey. It's all you can really do. Alright, now I have to figure out exactly where I want to come across. Yeah, I could go around, but I don't think we need to. I think we can just come off from here and go straight down rather than doing all of that. So let's see. Well, I guess we could, but where does this come out? Because see, if I keep going the way I'm going, we'll end up in this area. Or is it on top of this hill? Yeah, it's on top of this hill. So does this go all the way around, though? Because honestly, I think I could just bridge this gap and cut some of that off, but I don't know that it really matters. Because if this is going to steady go uphill right along here, it's going to meet up to where we need it anyway. But my goodness, this is going to be a long run through here. Alright guys, so I think we found our route that we're going to take to get up to the iron mine. Obviously once we get up there, the coal mine, obviously once we get up there, we're still going to have a lot of things we're going to have to work on, like being able to do a roundabout, and also doing a shunting yard, because let's be honest, this is a long way to get over here, and when you're over here, you really do not want to have to get over here and carry a whole bunch of empties back with you every single time. And you may need to drop off lumber and beams and pick up coal. So, honestly, we don't know. But looks like we'll be pretty good through here. Then we come on this side. Alright guys, so the next thing we got to look at is whether or not we're going to have a big enough area. Oh yeah we are. Because we can come in along here, and then we got a whole area right there for shunting. Oh yeah, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was. So we'll just come right along here, right through here, and then we'll start making a turn and come back through here to bring an oval back together so that the train can turn around or move or do whatever it needs to do. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this episode of Railroads Online. Join with me in the next episode where we continue our route over here to the coal mine. We're here at the coal mine now, but we still have to get this route put into place. We have it surveyed, but we still got a little ways to go. Alright guys, I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Please come back and see us again. And by all means, if you're able or want to, please hit that like and subscribe button. It'll help my channel grow, as which my channel's new. So any help I can get would be very much appreciated. Alright guys, have a good night and we'll see you in the next one.